Well, so welcome to this YouTube class. We have completed the urban, rural, local self-government last class. In this class, we shall launch, start urban local self-government. Urban local self-government. So we'll take some time for that. Urban local self-government. Okay, urban local self-government. So like rural local self-government, urban local self-government is also a type of urban body. Signifies the governance of an urban area by elected representatives. So we can write shortly governance of an urban area by representatives elected by its people. You can say that its people. So it is an urban area which is run by the elected representative of the people of the urban area. Obviously, because we call it a self-government or self-rule, self-government. Okay? And the jurisdiction of the urban area is confined to the specific urban areas. The jurisdiction of urban area is specific to the urban areas, not goes beyond that. There are, by the 74 Constitutional Amendment Act, constitutional status. But before that, let us understand what is an urban area. What is an urban area, or what is the minimum requirement to be an urban area in India? The urban area is defined by the Census Department of India. And according to the Census Department, a census town or an urban area, a census town, we can call it a census town or urban area, preliminary or percent of the male working population of the area, male working population of the area, of the urban area, are engaged in non-agricultural activities. Non-agricultural, you can say non-agri activities, when trade, business, jobs, all these things. Number two, a minimum population of 5,000, a minimum population of 5,000, density in plain is 400 per square kilometer, and in plain area, hilly area, that is 100 per square kilometers. So you can see these are the minimum requirement to be recognized as a census town. Every census, there are certain areas are considered as census towns. So this adds to the urban population. And the urbanization is an outcome of prosperity, industrialization, massive services, technology, advancement of science and technology leads to growing urbanizations. India, the urbanization has been very slow and steady, but in recent, in the present century, the urbanization is moving at a very faster rate comparatively, because of the development of science and technology and ICT, information and communication technology, has led to the growth of urbanization. So, a census town is the beginning of urbanizations, and according to 2011 census, about 31% of India's population in 2011 used to live in urban areas. Now the percentage is estimated to be 35% of the total population. So it has the largest concentration of urban population, one of the largest concentration of populations. Although the percentage wise it is very negligible. And among the states there is also lots of disparity in terms of degree of urbanizations. The highly urbanized states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and there are also very low urbanized states including Odisha where it is 17%, and there are certain states also. So urbanization is not uniform in India, we can say. It varies from state to state. Okay. So these are the things, and apart from the census towns, there are 8 types, measured the 8 types of urban areas. So we shall discuss them broadly. What are the 8 types? But before that, let us have a historical perspective. Okay, so we can say the evolution of urban areas in India. In 1668, the first municipal corporation, you call center pila सब ना call center आसचंदी मन तो hire कराई थी. Well, so there are the milestones of 1668, and there are 1726, the Bombay and Calcutta. So these are the oldest form of local self-government, urban local self-government or urban areas. In 1870 you can see, in 1870, that is 1870. In 1870, Lord Mayo's resolution for decentralization of finance, development of local self-government also is considered to be milestones. Then you are very popular with the 1882 Lord Ripon's resolution, which is considered a Magna Carta in the history of local self-government in India. So Lord Ripon has introduced certain autonomy to the rural areas and to the urban areas also. Then another commission was there is Royal Commission on Decentralizations. Royal Commission in 1907. There was a Royal Commission on Decentralizations, Royal Commissions on decentralizations. That is also considers as the milestones. So it recommended for that recommended for certain autonomy to the states, and the chairman was Hobhouse. Hobhouse was the chairman of Royal Commissions. Then under the diarchical schemes, the provinces by the Government of India Act 19, local self-government became a transferred subject under the charge of the responsible Indian ministers. So you remember the diarchy also. In diarchy, the certain powers were given to the governor, and certain powers were given to the local bodies also. means the local ministers, they would have influence on the decision. So local government was brought under the transport subject, hence powers with regards to the governance of the local municipal government was given to the local ministers, or ministers responsible to the provincial legislative assemblies. So that is also a considered milestones. Then under the provincial autonomy introduced by the Government of India Act 1935, the local self-government was also included as a provincial subject. And after independence also, in the Constituent Assembly, local self-government was put in the state list. Okay. Next is the constitutionalization of local self-government. So that is also a point to be noted, constitutionalizations. The Government of India introduced the status. Actually, there is no mention about urban local self-government in the constitution, although there was a single article was spent for rural panchayat, village panchayats under article 40 in DPSP, but there was no mention about municipal government in the constitution. Later, along with the 73rd Amendment Act, the government also took initiative to provide constitutional status simultaneously. The initiative was made by Rajiv Gandhi government in 1989 under 65 Constitutional Amendment Act. The initiative, 65 Constitutional Amendment Bill 1989 was introduced, but it was not passed, as you know. Later, BP Singh also took a step to do it, but it was not there. But at last, by the 74 Constitutional Amendment Act, 1992, the urban local bodies got the status of constitutional status. Okay, so before going to the constitutional status, let us have a few look at the steps taken by the government after independence towards strengthening urban local self-government in India. Okay, so steps taken by Government of India for ULB, strengthening ULB, urban local bodies. First of all, we have to remember that Local Finance Inquiry Committee by P.K. Water, that as mentioned, was there. So in 1949-51, a study group was appointed. 1949 and 51, a study group was appointed, that is known as Local Finance Inquiry Committee. Local Finance Inquiry Committee that was chaired by P.K. Wattal, WATTAL. This committee studied the Local Finance Inquiry Committee, how the local resources and monies are spent. Then Taxation Inquiry Commission by 1953-54, 1953 and 54, Taxation Commission, but Taxation Inquiry Commission by John Mathai, the prominent parliamentarian, was appointed. It also recommended for certain taxes to be devolved. And there is also Committee on the Training of Municipal Employees was appointed in 1963-65. Then Rural Urban Relationship Committee was appointed under the chairmanship of A.P. Jain in 1963-66. There was also a committee on augmentation of financial resources of urban bodies by Rafik Zakaria in 1963. There was also a committee on budgetary reforms in municipal administration by Girijapati Mukherjee, and there was also a study group on constitution, powers and laws of urban local bodies and municipal corporation by K.N. Sahai. K.N. Sahai recommended for the constitutionalization of Panchayat Raj, the urban local self-government, but at last in 1985, National Commission on Urbanization, National Commission on Urbanization 1985 to 88 was appointed by Government of India under the chairmanship of CM Korea. The committee was the ultimate committee. It recommended for constitutional status and devolution of more taxation power to the panchayats. This committee's recommendation had tremendous impact on the constitutionalization of municipal government in the 74 Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. Okay, so it was possible, it became a reality by P.V. Narasimha Rao government during the Prime Ministership of P.V. Narasimha Rao. 74 Constitutional Amendment Act was enacted, which granted constitutional status to the panchayats, to the urban local bodies. Okay, so this is the brief history, but remember the process of urbanization is very tardy, has been very tardy and slow in the last century, but with the advent of 21st century and simultaneous advent of information communication technology towards the second decade of second decade of 21st century, that made a way for rapid urbanizations in India. Okay, so this is the things. Now we shall come about the 74 Constitutional Amendment Act. 74 Constitutional Amendment Act 1992, and its date of effect, DOE, is 1st June 1993. First of all, we have to take a note that what have been added by 74 Constitutional Amendment Act to the Constitution. First of all, Part IXA was added, adding that municipality and articles 243P to 243ZG and Schedule 12 having 18 functional subjects. So kindly take a note of this. So Schedule XII or 12th Schedule is mentioned under Article 243W, and the Act confers the constitutional status by giving them a place in the Constitution, and they are now a justiciable part. It means that the state government are obliged to provide the necessary structure for the autonomous functioning of the urban government. The state governments cannot neglect, cannot ignore or cannot go against, cannot overlook the provisions of the 74 as stated the justiciable part. They are under constitutional obligation to adopt the new system of municipalities in accordance with the provisions of the Act. So this Act or 74 Constitutional Amendment Act considered to be a turning point or a watershed in the history of urban government in India. Okay, so we shall now discuss the aim of the 74 Constitutional Amendment Act is to revitalize and strengthen the urban governance so that they functions effectively as unit of local self-government. So the motto of 74 Constitutional Amendment is very obvious. It aims at revitalizing or strengthening the urban governments or urban bodies to make them or to enable them to function as a units of self-governance. So it also ensures grassroots level democracy in the urban areas. Like the 74 Third Amendment ensures rural democracy, it also ensures grassroots level democracy in the urban areas. Okay, then the salient features of the Act. The salient features of the 74 Constitutional Amendment Act. Salient features of 74 Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. Okay, the measure is the number one is the three type of municipalities. The Act provides for three types of municipalities. Types of municipalities. Three types of municipalities. That is I told you okay. So what are the three types of municipalities that provided in the Constitution, that is under 243 Q. So that is number one, Nagar Palika or Notified Area Council, NSC. And number two, Municipal Council or municipalities. And number three, Municipal Corporations. Look at these three types of urban bodies that are provided under 74 Constitutional Amendment Act. There are other types of urban areas also, but these are provided under constitutional status. Others are functions under different acts, different procedures, like the cantonment cities under Cantonment Board Act 2006 and your Port Trust Act under port cities functions under Port Trust Act. So there are different kinds of cities also, but only three kinds of cities are provided the constitutional status. These are the three types of cities provided under the Okay. Next is the governance has to specify the transitional area, smaller area or a large urban area, keeping in view of the following factors. There are certain factors. There is one exception. There is an urban area where municipal services are being provided by an industrial establishment. Then the governor may specify that area to be an industrial township. In such a case, municipality may not be constituted. So on the basis of population of the area, density of the population, revenue generated for local administrations, percentage of employment in non-agricultural activities, economic importance, and other factors may be considered by the governor to specify a transitional area means the area between two urban locations or two urban cities or urban areas. Okay, then composition of the municipalities. Composition. All the members are directly elected by the people of the area. All the members of the municipality shall be elected directly by the people of the municipal area. For this purpose, each municipal area will be divided into certain geographical territories or certain territorial constituencies called wards, like in the rural areas. And the members are known as, for example, in municipal corporation, the members are known as corporators. In council, in municipality and in NSC, they are known as councillors. They will be directly elected from the territorial constituency within the municipal area called wards, WARDS, wards. So do remember that the members of all urban bodies are directly elected by the people of the area who are eligible to vote. The state legislature may provide the manner of elections of the chairpersons of the municipality or municipal corporations. For example, for mayor, some states have indirect elections, some states have direct elections. Odisha used to have indirect election for the mayor post. But in the last 2022 municipal election, it has provided for direct elections of mayors into the municipal corporations in Odisha. So there are certain states, or it depends upon the states to decide, but the constitution does not provide a compulsion on the states to provide direct elections for the chairpersons of the municipalities, but the state government can do so. Okay, so these are the composition. Apart from the directly elected members, certain persons are all associated with the municipal administration. Certain persons, like a person having wide knowledge and experience, experience in urban planning, urban administration or urban planning and administrations, representation of local MPs and MLAs, MLAs and and MLCs may be included in the area, may be included in the urban bodies, the members of Rajya Sabha and others, then the chairperson of ward committees. I shall explain. The chairperson of ward committees. Kindly take a note of this. Okay, so there are four kinds of members in this regard. One is the elected members, like corporators, councillors. Another is persons or persons having wide knowledge and practical experience in urban planning and urban administrations may be associated with the municipalities. And the local MPs means members of Lok Sabha, members of Rajya Sabha from these areas, from these areas may be associated, and also the members of legislative assemblies and members of legislative council may be associated also with the urban administrations. So these are the compositions. So you can see there is a veritable compositions, and especially certain specialists are also included. That is composition. Then we shall discuss the ward committees. So there are ward committees also appointed. I can say that yes, 243S ward committees. Ward committees are formed in a municipalities consisting of one or more wards. In a municipalities having a population of more than 3 lakhs, that is a ward committee. A ward committee is formed by the state government consisting of one or more wards in a municipality having more than 3 lakh populations. The ward committees, the composition, the power, the function of the commissions, ward committees shall be decided by the state governments alone. So that is called ward. So having consist of one or more wards in a municipality having a population of more than 3 lakhs. Kindly take a note of this. Okay, apart from the ward committees, the state government can form other committees also. As per the demand of as per the necessity, it can make or provide other committees like ward committees, and the chairpersons of the members of the committees. The chairperson of the committee set up by the state government for the proper functioning of the municipalities may be considered or may be included as a member of the municipalities. So that is called the ward committees, and other committees also there, but ward committee is a must in a municipality having a population more than 3 lakhs. Next is your reservation of seats. Reservation of seats, that was there in 243D, that was in for panchayats, reservation of seats, and the reservation of seats in you can see reservation of seats in 243D, 243 in 73rd amendment it was 243D. In part IX it is in 243D, in part IXA it is in 243T. The Act provides reservation for SC and ST in accordance with the proportion of their populations, but 33% reservation for in case of membership and chairperson for women of all categories. So exactly the same, okay, exactly the same provisions are included reservations. So with regards to reservations, you can say that that provides for 33% reservation for SC, ST and for women, and it also provides reservation for others. The state legislature may provide for the members of reservations, manner of reservation for offices of chairperson in the municipality for SC, ST women. It may also make any provision for the reservation of seats in any municipality or offices chairperson in favor of backward classes. The reservation of seats as well as the reservation of offices of chairperson in the municipality for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe shall cease to effect after the expiration of the period specified in Article 334, which is presently as 2030. Okay, so it will expire. It is not a temporary permanent provisions as per the constitutions, but there should be reservation. Another thing I want to inform to all of you that many municipalities, many state governments has started to provide 50% reservation to women in urban areas also. In 2022, the Odisha government has provided 50% reservation to women in all the in case of members and chairpersons of municipalities in the state. So it depends upon the state government to decide, but Odisha has not been lagging behind in this respect. Okay. Okay. Next is the dissolution or duration of the municipalities. Duration is means 5 years from the date of first meeting, 5 years from the date of first meeting and if in case of dissolution election must be held within 6 months. And as I told you, in case of rural areas, rural local self-government, that if the remaining period is more than 6 months, then election will be held, otherwise the election will be cancelled. And the newly constituted municipalities shall continue to be in power for the fixed, for the remaining period of the term, not for more than that. Okay, so that is the things about the municipalities and terms. Remember, its term is 5 years usually, but it can be dissolved before the completion of its term. For the fresh election to constitute the municipality shall be completed before the expiration of the duration of 5 years. In case of dissolution, before the expiry period of 6 months from the date of dissolutions. So that is called the constitutional guarantee or security has been provided to municipalities. That is why it's very important to note that. And another thing, municipality constituted after the dissolution shall continue only for the remainder of the periods for which the dissolved municipality would have continued had it not been so dissolved. In other words, a municipal reconstituted after premature dissolutions does not enjoy the full period of 5 years but remains in office for the rest of the terms. That you have to take a note of that. That also makes two provisions with respect to dissolution. A municipality must be given a reasonable opportunity of being heard before its dissolutions. No amendment of any law for the time being enforced shall cause dissolutions. Then disqualifications. Okay. So disqualifications is also an authority of the state government. State government may provide under law for the dissolution, disqualification of members and chairpersons of municipal areas. That it varies from different state to state. Next is your State Election Commission. So State Election Commission we have already discussed probably. State Election Commissions. It is also mentioned in election is 243ZE. 243ZE. So election commission of state election commission is constituted not only under Article 243K but also under Article 243ZE. The same commission conducts elections not only to the panchayats but also to the municipalities. So it is an apex body in the matter of your election and tabulation and your registration of voters or updating the voters list, electoral rolls, and also providing for the free and fair conduct of elections and other things. So it is the apex body in the matter of elections, regulation of elections to municipalities. So that is also provided under Article 243 State Election Commissions. The state legislature may make provisions with respect to all matters of relating to the elections of the municipalities. So with regards to elections of the municipalities, it is the state legislature, not the parliament, has the power to make laws. That is a point to be noted. Okay. So urban local government has various plans like preparation of plans. They are not defined, but you can note that powers of municipalities, powers and functions, it can say such a scheme may contain provisions for the devolution of powers and responsibilities of municipalities at the appropriate level with respect to preparation of plans, for the welfare of the people, economic development and social justice. Number B, the implementation of schemes for economic development. Social justice, including those in the relation to 18 matters listed in the 12 schedules. Okay. So these are the powers. Now the finance of municipalities, the finances. So the state government may authorize the municipality to levy taxes, collect and appropriate taxes for their financial resources. They can also authorize the municipality to impose taxes, fees and others, market fees and others, parking fees, and also fines for violation of Motor Vehicle Act, other things. Assign to municipality taxes, duties, tolls levied and collected by state governments. Provide a making of grants in aid to the municipalities, and provide for constitution of funds crediting all money to the municipalities. So there are certain directions. In the constitution regarding that the state legislature may provide or endow the municipalities to levy, collect and appropriate taxes. It may also authorize the municipalities, assign to a municipality taxes, duties, tolls and fees collected by the state governments, provides for making grant in aid for the to the municipalities from the consolidated fund of the states, and also provide for constitution of a fund for crediting all money to the municipalities, like at par with the state consolidated fund. There was a direction to establish a separate fund at par with the constitutional fund, like consolidated fund of India, of the states. So there should be a fund, but it has not been set up so far. Okay, then we have already discussed the Finance Commission. As I told you, the Finance Commission is constituted under Article 243I and 243I, and you can say the Finance Commission 243I and Y, 243I and Y. These two articles provide the base to the constitution of State Finance Commission every 5 years, and it recommends makes the recommendation for distribution of state income, net tax proceeds between the state government and the local bodies, including municipalities. It also determines the grants in aid to the municipalities for faster development, and also suggests measures for the augmentation of local resources for the financial self-sufficiency of the municipalities. So these are the Finance Commission under Article 243I and 243Y related to the establishment of the establishment of the State Finance Commission. We have already noted, but I was telling you in the last class that this problem has been is at the at the center of contentions, because municipalities, like the urban rural local bodies, are not financially self-sufficient. Finance is a major issue faced by the urban bodies. So that is why the state finances are very improper. Okay. So these are the things about the finances. Remember, they are not financially sufficient. So they are not financially self-sufficient. They depend upon the state fundings, state resources. Okay. So there are two times. There are three parameters we have already discussed. The state governments may authorize a municipality to levy, collect and appropriate taxes. It may assign to a municipality the taxes or duties levied or collected by the state government. It also create a fund for crediting all the money assigned to the municipalities to this fund. Then we have discussed the Finance Commission. Then audited account make provisions with respect to the maintenance of accounts. Okay. With regards to application of union territories, the President may direct that they would apply to union territories subject to such exceptions and modifications. So it is same thing in the case of rural local government, rural or 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. The provisions should be made applicable by the President to the union territories with such exceptions and modification as it deems to be necessary. In this case, it is also the same. So the provisions of 74 Constitutional Amendment Act are not directly applicable to union territories. It is the President who decides the nature or the change in the original text to make it applicable to the union territories of the states. Okay, that is the next point. Next is the District Planning Committee. We shall focus on District Planning Committee. ZD. First of all, they will be appointed, constituted at the district level. District Planning Committee, they are constituted at level submit a consolidated plan consolidated plans prepared by the PRIs prepared by the municipalities in the district and prepare a composite plan for both urban and rural areas. The state legislature will provide that provide its constitution, its things. So the design or the power or functions and composition of the district planning committee or the decision or the decision of the state governments, it may decide. So that is also a point to be noted. The state government will also decide the manner of elections, election of members of such committees, the composition of such committees, and the functions of such committees in relation, the manner of elections, all these things. Another thing, the 3/4 members of the district planning committee, 3/4 of the members of the district planning committee should be elected by the elected members of the district panchayat and municipalities in the district from amongst themselves. So the Act provides that 3/4 of the members are to be elected by the members of panchayat and municipality jurisdiction, and 1/4 shall be decided, shall be elected by the, nominated by the governor. Okay, kindly take a note of this. Okay, the state government or the district planning committee, the consult such institution, organization, governor may specify. So the in preparing the draft plan, district planning committee shall provide the composite plan to the state government. So the DPC are manned, not only people, manned with people not only from the rural areas, but also from the urban areas within district. So that is also a point to read. In this light, the Metropolitan Polity Committee also constituted under 243 ZE. So that is 243 ZD, but it is 243 ZE. The Metropolitan Planning Committee shall be constituted in metro cities, in larger cities like Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai. So these Metropolitan Committees also similarly provided in the constitutions. And here 2/3 members are to be elected. In Metropolitan Committee, Planning Committee, 2/3 members of the the committee, 2/3 members of the committee, a metropolitan committee, should be elected by the elected members of municipalities and chairpersons of panchayat in the metropolitan areas from the amongst themselves, and the rest may be nominated by the state government. So metropolitan polity committee is really established in the larger cities, and the district planning committee is provided in the states. So the same thing, but they have a different role to play, and they execute the plan, they prepare the plan, a composite plan for faster socio-economic development, also fight for social justice. So that is called your okay. So these are the basic things about your 74 Constitutional Amendment Act. 74 Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, so these are the committees, and I told you the ward committee, and the ward committee chairman is also a member of the municipal committees. Other committees we gone. Then duration, disqualification, state election commissions, and finances. What are the sources of finances? Exempt area, district planning committee, metropolitan planning committee, and continuance of existing laws also. The state government may allow the continuance or the merger of existing laws with the new law, so there would be no intricacies, there is no hurdles in that way. The court, the act bars the interference by courts in the election matters of the municipalities. It declares that the validity of any law relating to the delimitation of constitution, the allotment of seats to such constitutions cannot be questioned in any court. Okay, please take a note of that. So under 243ZG, there is a provision that the court shall not interfere in the matters in the way the urban governments functions, and it cannot also interfere in the elections to the municipalities unless there is an election petition lodged with the state election commission. So there are certain constitutional action has been made in this regard. So we have finished that part. Okay, and in 243W there is 12th schedule. So let us list for the 12 schedules of the Constitution. Let us see what are the subjects provided in the 12 schedules. First is urban planning, including town planning. Urban planning. Including town planning. Water supply for domestic, commercial and industrial purposes. And then planning for economic and social development. Number 4, regulation of land use and construction of buildings, then please take a note of this. We shall take another immerse. Okay, then we shall take the public health, fire services, and your urban forestry, protection of the environment, protection of environment, and promotion of ecology, safeguarding the interests of the weaker section, weaker sections of the society, including the handicapped, and mentally retarded persons. Please take a note of that. Okay. Now, the rest of the things. Next is slum area improvement and development. Slum improvement and development. Slum improvement and development. Then urban poverty alleviations. Provision for urban amenities and facilities like parks and gardens, playgrounds. Promotion of cultural aspects. Aesthetic and educational aspects. Please take a note of this. So these are the aspects. There are other aspects also. Kindly take a note of this. We shall add others. Then urban poverty awareness provisions for then burials, burial grounds, cremations, crematoriums, cremation or cremation grounds, and electric crematoriums, that is also a responsibility. Cattle ponds, prevention of cruelty to animals. cattle ponds, prevention of to animals, vital statistics, including registration of birth and date within the areas, kindly take a note of this. So vital statistics, others are like IMR, they can also be considered vital statistics, and other diseases affected persons. Okay, apart from this, then the municipalities are also empowered to provide public amenities, including street lighting, parking slots, bus stands, and public conveniences, and also regulation of slaughterhouses and tanneries. So you can see there are 18 subjects provided under that, under the 11th, 12th schedules, and the state government are empowered to devolve such powers to the panchayats gradually since 1992 onwards. But there has been a lackluster attitude of the state governments in devolving such powers. The municipalities are also not self-sufficient in the true sense of the term. But there are certain provisions where the functional items are placed in the 11th, 12th schedules, and these authorities, these areas are to be devolved to the urban areas so that they can be functioning as an autonomous, self-autonomous body. But miles to go before we realize this. So there are a lot of things have to be done. It has only been theoretical more than practical. So the state government must show willingness to devolve more and more authorities and powers as mentioned in the 11th, 12th schedules to the municipalities so that they can function properly. Okay. So these are the major subjects we have seen, and these subjects are to be devolved by the government, by the state governments towards the municipalities. You can see the major 18 subjects are there, 18 subjects are there. Okay. So these are the things. Now we shall discuss the types of urban areas. Types of urban areas. First of all, we have to note that there are municipal corporations, and municipalities notified area council, cantonment boards, port trust, township, town area committee, and special purpose agency. So you can note that there are several types of urban areas we have noticed in India. First of all, the municipal corporations. Municipal corporations are usually the largest concentration of populations. They are constituted in an urban area having more than 5 lakh populations. Having more than 5 lakh populations. You can take a note of that. Okay? So these are the 5 lakh populations. And the urban areas, municipal corporations in the big cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Bombay, Madras, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and also in certain cases in Odisha also there are Bhubaneswar, Berhampur, Rourkela, they have been considered as municipal corporations. The minimum population is 5 lakh, you can take a note of that. And the head of the municipal corporation is mayor, and the members are called corporators. They are directly elected. Each municipal corporation has 3 authorities, like the council, the standing committee, and the commissioner. The political head of the municipal corporation is mayor. The administrative head of the municipal corporation is the development commissioner. And all the members, corporators, are elected by the people directly. In some corporations, mayor is also directly elected. In Odisha, direct election for mayor has been in practice since 2022, this year also. So the municipal corporation consists of, as I told you, a council, standing committee, and the municipal commissioner's office. The council is a deliberative body, a legislative body, wing of the corporation. It consists of the corporators directly elected by the people, as well as few nominated persons having knowledge and experience in municipal corporation. In brief, composition of the municipal council, including the reservation of seats of SC, ST and women, is governed by 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. The council is headed by a mayor. He may be assisted by a deputy mayor. He is elected in a majority of the states for a 1-year term, but renewable term. But it is Odisha, it is in 5 years directly. It is basically an ornamental figure and formal head of the corporations. His main function is to preside over the meetings of the council. The standing committees are created to facilitate the working of the council, for which is too large in size. They deal with public work, education, health, taxation, finance, and so on. The municipal commissioner is established, is responsible for the implementation of the decisions taken by the council and its standing committee. Thus, he is the chief executive authority of the corporation. He is appointed by the state government and is generally an IAS, a member of the IAS. So this is municipal corporations. Then in case you can see it is also an area, urban area, which is constituted for more than 1 lakh populations, and it is also provided with your 3 bodies like the council, the standing committee, and the chief executive officer. Chief executive officer. So likewise, the council is a deliberative body and legislative body, and the standing committee is are created to facilitate the working of the council. The chief executive officer is to implement the decisions taken by the the council, and he is usually a member of the state civil services. Okay, so there are municipalities, subordinates. Then notified area councils are maybe are established by a notification of the state governments. Membership of the NSC varies from state to state, may be nominated, may be elected. The notified area councils are smaller areas or urban areas in process. So they are governed by the Municipal Act. Though it functions within the framework of the State Municipal Act, only those provisions of the Act apply to it which are notified in the Government Gazette by which it is created. So other bodies like municipalities, municipal corporations are statutory cities, but in case of notified area council, it is established under a notice, but certain acts, certain provisions of the Municipal Act may be applicable to notified areas as per the notification of the government in the Gazette. Okay, and it may be entrusted to exercise powers under the Act. Its powers are almost equivalent to those of municipality, but unlike a municipality, it is entirely maybe an entirely nominated body. That is, all the members of the areas or committee, including the chairman, are nominated. Okay, so that is not a statutory body. Then cantonment boards. Cantonment boards is established for municipal administration for the civilian population in the cantonment area, in the military area. It is set up under the provisions of the Cantonment Act 2006 enacted by the Parliament. It works under the administrative control of the Defence Ministry of the central government. Thus, unlike about 4 types of urban local bodies which are created or administered by the state government, a cantonment board, even if it is located within the state, it is run by the Defence Ministry directly. Was enacted to consolidate and amend the laws relating to the administrations of the cantonment with a view of impart greater democratizations, improvement of their financial base, or make provisions for that. The Act has repealed the Cantonment Act 1924. And it is said that it is estimated that it is reported that there are 62 cantonment cities in India at present. A town area committee is set up for the administration of smaller town. It is a semi-municipal authority and is entrusted with limited number of civic functions like drainage, roads, street lighting, and conservancy, created by a separate act or a state legislature. Its composition, functions, and other matters are governed by the act. It may be wholly elected or wholly nominated by the state government, partly elected or partly nominated. Town area committee, smaller towns. Okay, so there are also category of cantonment boards, category 1, 2, 3. Category 1 is above 50,000 population, and category 2 is 10,000 to 50,000. Category 3 is 12,500 to 10,000, and category 4 is below 2,500. And the cantonment boards has a different type of composition. The first commanding officer of the station or the base is the ex officio chairperson of the cantonment city, and some members are nominated, some are elected from the territorial wards within the cantonment area. So the members who are elected has a fixed term like 5 years, but the members who are ex officio in the cantonment board, they continue to be member as long as they served in the particular station. So they don't have a term at all. Okay, are similar to the personal, their functions are similar to the municipalities. They are statutorily recognized and obligatory functions and discretionary functions. The sources of income includes both tax and non-tax revenue. The executive officer of the cantonment board is appointed by the President of India, and he implements all the resolutions and decisions of the boards and its committees. So that is called your cantonment area. Then township. Township is located in the So these are the things about the township, industrial township, and there are also special purpose agency. They are functional cities, they are functional urban areas. They cater to certain functions like electricity board, water board, they are called special purpose agencies. So we have discussed the number of cities in a number of urban areas. There are about 8 types of urban areas in India. We have discussed a brief about them. In the next class, we shall discuss about the some MCQs based on the urban local government. Okay, stay tuned to our YouTube classes for your bright career, and update us if there is an improvement.